So that one at that so what opening prayer you tell? And by the introduction. After the introduction and the president's opening remarks or speech. And they brought the president found the reports. Under the reports, Economic and Security Summit report. And now discussing. What blueprint committee report now discussing. What the skills acquisition training reports now discussing. What the financial report. One made on any other business. Why any other business? And then agenda to move on to so while you are that most one in the was in the was in the king move the one and then up with the trouble.
President, I Moko agenda and Wapa open prayer without amending it. There was some went up with that. All the drug on because before 9 walking, you go on mental. Why open that point door? No. So you have
But what about Bulani with the Wapa
So on that note, yeah, there. Why Pagabura agenda? We have one mentioned what like a
Okay.
Okay, so one agenda has been approved now. There were many trouble. So what about an introduction? You see, you are from Alamo, that was second. You are one of the if you give me back chicken, you ban me and go back again as well.
Alamo that will go Chima, Mokoma, Lieutenant First. 87 and a membership number.
Engineer, what is 051 membership? Delivery George. Ambition number
If I do some biography on the
Prince Ministry of People of 108. Sonama Ray Alamo 189.
First command.
And I may have to do that.
First time.
You are not yet a member now.
Yes, sir.
Sadama Kalada, registration number 27, right? That's my Moment on the for a moment. 53. I like the one to do that. Yeah, you know about the one up there. ADF. Boys, 38.
I don't need James Brown. You know, I have to do mine. So, one introduction, you have, and one introduction, man. Okay, what about number 3 on the item? So, Abimawa, because there is plenty and issues and waiving that we should take note based on that discussions. So, since I take a lot of patience President opened remark or speech. Honorable Vice President, esteemed members of the ESCO, our trustees, and distinguished members of Asari-Toru Development Foundation. It is a great joy that I address you once again since the inauguration of the Executive Committee of ADF. As you all know, following our election and subsequent swearing in on November 23, 2024, at the conference hall in Kuruma, we steered the course of this foundation. We have not rested on our oars or laurels, but we have hit the ground running. This marks the first general meeting of the foundation. While we frequently interact on the WhatsApp group platform, this gathering holds great significance, as it is not only essential, but also a constitutional provision and requirement that we are committed to upholding. As we are aware, the foundation was created with a noble mission to collaborate with progressive individuals, agencies, organizations, and governments to drive development and advance the growth of our local community area. Building upon the aforementioned, we have convened a meeting with immediate past chairman of Asari, Engineer William PhD, during which we outlined the aims and objectives of the foundation, emphasizing the importance of collaborating with the local government council to facilitate the required development. This proposal was positively received and the necessary framework was established. A key component of that partnership with the council was the organization of the first Asari-Toru Economic and Security Summit. The goal was to bring together critical stakeholders, including our brothers and sisters in diaspora, for a roundtable discussion addressing the security challenges and economic opportunities within the local government area. The initiative also aimed to collaborate with the council to attract private investors, thereby drive. At the summit, we aim to introduce a comprehensive development blueprint to the public. Prior to this public unveiling, this blueprint will be presented to this esteemed assembly for approval. Further updates on this matter as you are aware, a 15-member Central Planning and Organizing Committee for the summit was officially inaugurated by the immediate past chairman of the support youth participation in vocational skills training. We believe this initiative will demonstrate our dedication and strengthen our position when seeking broader public support. These and several other initiatives have been outlined for implementation between now and the end of the first quarter of the next year. While our primary challenge remains limited funding, we remain optimistic that with your unwavering support, we will successfully achieve the objective of this foundation. As seen clearly, this meeting has a substantial agenda to cover. I kindly urge you to address the outlined issues directly and efficiently. Allow me to highlight that during this time, the Executive Committee representing the Foundation worked diligently to ensure the activation of Sama Songhai Farm. These efforts were fruitful, culminating in a collaboration between the Niger Delta Basin Development Authority and Strange Touch Trading Limited to advance the activation process. I would like to take this moment to reaffirm that the ADF opposes strictly neutral position and does not endorse or align itself with any political affiliations. Our meetings and WhatsApp platform are dedicated exclusively to non-political discussions to preserve the unity of the foundation and prevent any unwarranted divisions. If your post was removed from the WhatsApp group platform, please understand that it was done with the best of intentions, aimed at protecting both you and the integrity of the foundation. I am pleased to inform you that we have officially begun the process of developing an ADF website. This initiative marks an important step in creating a comprehensive online platform that will enhance accessibility, improve communication, and serve as a central hub for information and engagement. Our team is currently working diligently to ensure the website is thoroughly and thoughtfully designed and effectively meets the needs of its users. On behalf of the Executive Committee, allow me to express our heartfelt gratitude for your unwavering commitment. I also wish to remind us that our actions are being observed beyond our immediate circle. Let us unite, support one another, and work collectively to elevate the LG to new heights of excellence. May God bless all. So that was the speech. We now start with reports. And we invite the chairman of the Economic and Security Planning Committee, is Chairman Central Planning and Organizing Committee, Pastor Selma Wiko, to give us a report of the committee.
Distinguished President, Alako, Alobe, Simba, members of the Executive Council of India, members, distinguished members of the ADF seated here. It is with deep gratitude and a sense of responsibility that I stand before you, dear esteemed members of the ADF, to present this report on the proposed first Asari-Toru Economic and Security Summit by the local government. I, alongside members of the Central Planning and Organizing Committee, do not take this responsibility lightly. From the onset, we approach assignment with full commitment, dedication, determination, diligence to ensuring its success. The committee was officially inaugurated on Thursday, February 13, 2025 at the executive chambers of the Asari-Toru local government area by the then chairman, Honorable Engineer Asari-Toru. It is scintillating and heartwarming to witness that Asari-Toru Development Foundation, having been given a corporate status less than a year, had envisioned and initiated this summit as a citizen-driven, participatory approach to the development of the 15 communities that constitute our then local government area. The current spite of aimlessness, non-productive engagement among many of our youth, particularly the lack of drive for self-reliance and self-sufficiency, posed a threat to our collective progress. And I'll share a small story of what I find out in the course of this task. Some persons going to Buguma now, where it affects our collective progress. As it gets to the general hospital, you will observe cars that does not have AC, they wind up. And I investigated the particular one. I shared the story with somebody while we were talking. He said the last time he passed, while he was going into Buguma, a very close friend of him beckoned on him and he stopped. The pathetic story he heard was going home to do something. The very pathetic story he heard concerning his friend made him the little resource he had to go and execute a project at home. He could no longer execute that project. The fund he had to intervene in that crisis. So it's posing a challenge to our collective progress. The sad reality that many Asalgans struggles to thrive within our own territory and community is a narrative that must be rewritten, and we do not expect strangers to midwife this needed change. The summit, therefore, is a clarion call for all Asalgans to take ownership of our destiny in creating that required paradigm shift. Special appreciation goes to Engineer Asari-Toru, who graciously inaugurated the committee and remained committed to ensuring that this summit becomes a success while he was in office. In line with the terms of reference handed to us, the committee has convened several meetings and strategic sections in furtherance of the summit's success. Our core tasks have been categorized into 3 key deliverables. 1. Organizing a successful, robust, and impactful summit that is a global standard. 2. Launching the 25-year development blueprint. 3. Fundraising for skill acquisition and training projects. My dear esteemed and distinguished members of ADF, to actualize these tasks, the committee constituted 7 subcommittees, each assigned with specific responsibility, given timelines and terms of reference. The subcommittees created are 1. Content Development, Special Project, and Blueprint Interface Committee. Interface is because there is an existing Blueprint Committee constituted by ADF. 2. We have the Finance, Sponsorship, and Partnership Committee. 3. Stakeholders, Resource Persons Engagement, Contact and Mobilization Subcommittee. 4. We have Media, Documentation, and Publicity Subcommittee. 5. Venue, Logistics, Ushering, and Guest Management Subcommittee. 6. Accommodation, Welfare, and Entertainment Subcommittee. 7. The last one, Security, Protocol, Health, and Emergency Response Subcommittee. Each subcommittee comprises of individuals drawn from the various community within the Asari-Toru local government area, ensuring inclusive representation and participation. The summit date, venue, and duration. The committee has proposed two potential dates for the summit. One, May 30th and May 31st, 2025. Why May 30th was chosen is that Asari-Toru was created 29th of May 1989. If you look at 29th of May, it's a national day to mark the swearing of elected officials, both at the state level and federal level. So the level of activity on the 29th will be too cumbersome for us to have the summit on that day. Hence, the committee moved the date to 30th of May and 31st. The second day we chose was June 12th and June 13th. With the turn of events, these dates may not be very realistic, but for purposes of reporting, I've mentioned them. The proposed venue. The venue we had considered for this epoch-making event is the local government council's Hall of Fame, and the adjoining hall built by Honorable Bumaguke. Duration. After careful consideration of the summit scope, the two-day format has been recommended to accommodate robust discussions and deliverables. Theme and structure. After extensive deliberation on the economic and security challenges and opportunities in our local government, we have agreed on the theme as fostering economic growth and security in Asanga, challenges and potentials. As a matter of urgency, beyond the need assessment already conducted by ADF, we must critically identify latent economic and human potentials within our local government to harness it for our collective prosperity. The summit will feature keynote addresses, panel sections, rapporteurs, breakout section for in-depth group discussion, and a post-summit communique. The summit logo. The committee developed the hybrid logo for the event, combining the official logos of Asari-Toru local government area and the Asari-Toru Development Foundation. The design incorporates the administrative form of Asari-Toru local government and is superimposed on the globe, symbolizing our diaspora presence and the global relevance of Asauga. The logo is encircled by the names of the 15 communities with a thread connection in alphabetical order: Ampalama, Angolama, Buguma, Ido, Efoko, Ilelema, Krakrama, Menama, Okpo, Omekwama, Tariama, Obrama, Sama, Sangama, and Tema. This design is further enclosed by a ribbon banner bearing the title of the summit, symbolizing unity, inclusiveness, and a shared vision and commitment to sustainable development and security. The Asari-Toru Economic and Security Summit is designed and intended to serve as a strategic ombudsman initiative aimed at driving socio-economic growth, enhancing internal security, and promoting self-reliance. Keynote speakers, resource persons, rapporteurs, and chairman of the occasion. Although no official engagement with critical stakeholders has identified and shortlisted several notable personalities, especially non-political actors from within and outside Asauga for these roles. Engagement will commence once formal endorsement and approvals are secured. I appreciate the leadership of this visionary and laudable initiative for the upliftment particular definition about our people. The relationship you're given the opportunity to make choice over. You make choice of who become your spouse. You make choice of the kind of friendship you keep. Comes your brother, your siblings. Nature and providence has never given your state of your hometown. You grow up to realize that you grow something I can change as a result of these things nature has done. Therefore, then, why am I there? Why has providence not allowed me to become a white man than being a black man? Why has providence not allowed me to come from Yoruba Why has Providence not allowed me to choose who my father is? If some persons are given the privilege to choose who their father is, you'll be surprised the kind of choices they will. But look at our area, look at our people, and see how we can turn the things around. If you agree with me, the school we came and attended, it is people that prepare change and impact for our people. The committee, which is the Central Planning and Organizing Committee, will remain committed and resolute to ensuring that the summit is a success, despite recent political development, particularly the dissolution of elected council leadership in the state. We firmly believe in the words of Fidel Castro. No harming can stop an idea whose time has come. And if there is a will, definitely there will be a way. Hence, this summit, in our opinion, should proceed. It was vetted through the collaboration of the local organs, home and abroad, with support from friends, partners and corporate organizations. We pledge our loyalty and dependence on the AGF leadership to ensuring that this summit is realized. In closing, when the late Ken met with the late Ikemba at night, Ikemba said to him, "Good morning." And Ken was surprised. Why should good morning be said at the night? The time you wake up individually is your morning. And I think as a people, having existed for 36 years by May, we have grown enough to take responsibility of the development of that area nature and providence has given to us as our own. Therefore, it is important that we ignore the weeping days, the weeping nights, and realize our joy has come. Our solution lies not in the familiar, but in the uncharted waters that we are prepared to navigate. And I'm sure with the support of leadership of the ADF, this summit is realizable. Thank you, the President of ADF and the General Assembly, for the opportunity given to me to serve. God bless you all. God bless ADF. God bless. Sorry, I have a little correction on that report, so I'll do it and send it.
Okay, that was the Chairman, Central Planning and Organizing Committee, Asari-Toru Security, Economic and Security Summit. Asari will be 36 years by next month, right?
Yes.
36 years by next month. And if we, put together the amount of revenue that has come into Asari-Toru for the 36 years, can find the record and someone tell you that this is the amount, maybe 2 billion, 3 billion, 5 billion, whatever it is.
Trillions.
Let us just say that has come to Asari-Toru.
Trillions.
And let us see what this money has done. And you will see that nothing. So we are very, very backward.
Sorry, Mr. President, sorry to bother. The chairman hasn't presented the report. We will adopt that report.
That's what I'm doing.
No, we will take the motion to adopt it before you begin to comment on it. If you start commenting on this, now we will go away.
No, I'm not commenting on it.
Just give it a preamble.
Because that preamble can take him to the main discussion.
No.
That's why I only said Asari-Toru 36 years by next. Next. I'm not talking about the report yet. I'm only talking about the number of years we have been in existence as a local government and the development that come. So here what that goes on here, Asari-Toru goes on here. 36 years. Abroma Ayerson. Let's make it now, May. With 36 years. So report me one at a committee to go right. So have you actually move already? Because of move. So report me and move there and talk there. Then we'll discuss this. Moments when you go for a move. What happened, bread? Yeah, I mean, our report okay, so report me one at the one and document Pokwa and Weapon. But tell me one, one me that mid discussion, why that discussion is on live. It's on live stream. But our comments area that noise to on me too also. Mute the mic. The mic. Okay, so and then don't tell them that in the mic, the mic the noise is not from us. That are saying that is what they are talking about mic. Someone said unmute them or mute them, which is that in linear one. So let us also take care of that. Okay, the house is open now. Yes, report to happen at them. I don't want to discuss it. That was sharp, so that we go on a business meeting.
So, Mr. President, I want to say that. But the report was presented by the chairman of the Central Planning Committee. He has given a comprehensive report. Now, what I think one member should do going forward is to strengthen him to continue with what he's doing. I'm sure probably report, but not from the the commencement from the time of inauguration to where we are. The question now is, with what has transpired between this period, with change of government, with what has happened in between now, are we still continuing as a body? That's the first thing we must realize for what the report has given. So if we say we're still continuing, we think that if there is any year we're going to rejig, or any year we're going to add or to subtract at this point, then we should do that. Because what he has given, I don't think we don't have much into the details of what he has given to us. It's more of a technical thing that he has done, which a lot of people here may not be privy. The first time they're going to know how far we have gone. So first and foremost, committee, continue what you are doing. Is there areas of challenge he has? Is there an area we can rejig? Is there what we're going to add to it? If there is none, then he could go ahead. That's my view.
Go back again. Good afternoon, everyone. Now, while he was giving the report, he made us understand that that committee was set up by the local government council under the leadership of Honorable Sule Amaka and the leadership of ADF. As of today, the administration of Honorable Sule Amaka is no more, but ADF is still very intact. So I think what is before us now as a body is to find out whether we should go ahead to open another round of discussion with the current administration of the local government, or wait until an elected administration is put in place. That's one. Two, is for ADF to decide if we can pull this whole thing alone without engaging the council again. If that is the option, then we need to talk about enlarging the Central Planning Committee, because what it means is that all those that were nominated into the committee from the council will drop and be filled with ADF and NEMA. I think basically these are the two options that we should look at and take a decision on.
Okay.
I tend to differ a bit with the past speaker. The synergy is between the local government and ADF. We cannot take off the local government from this activity we want to embark on, because the development of our saga is on the shoulders of everybody, the government and the individuals, the citizens, the visitors and admirers of Asari-Toru government area. So I think we should open on that vista to the existing leadership and keep doing it. Like, as a worker, we have a court case with the government, but successively administrations are coming and going, and the case is continuing. We've not left the case until we get to the end, because if we now say we want to stand alone, even if we have the resources, we still need the government coverage, we still need the pedestal of the government to want to do. That is my own suggestion. Thank you.
Sorry, I have a, let me just make a point to that he said. What he is talking is that some members of that committee, are they permanent council staff, members of staff, or they are political what? Appointees who have now been dissolved by the outgone administration? If that is the case, that ends it. But if they are permanent employees of the local government, as it were, we can continue with them. I don't know them anyway, I'm just saying that. So if they are not, and they have, ceased to exist with the outgone, they can't continue with that. But I'm not showing he's saying that we should stop with the local government. No. Just like you said, government is a continuum. We'll continue with them, but not with the present crop of people who probably. I'm sure that's the point.
For the government to have a buy-in into it, when we open on that vista of negotiation with the present administration, they will now give us, if it is principal officers or council officers, because the presence of the government is ever needed. That is why I say we should have a handshake at all times with the administration that is on board.
Okay, yes, I know. I understand. When we formed this partnership, council made 7 persons nominating, then the ADF 8 persons nominating, and then 15-member committee formed. Chairman Sulia Magri at that time, and then nomination make one of my the one I can go so as a body. Unfortunately, something was missing, and that was because of the times and because of our relationship. Ordinarily, our memorandum of understanding, which will be binding or holding the council and ADF, but that was not done. But that was not done. Going forward, Abiwata has suggested that as we are meeting with whoever that is on that seat, after Sule was removed, we tried to have a discussion with the head of local government. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be Thursday, this coming Thursday. On development. Fortunately, Ogbora was always an ATF member. It's an ATF member. So we find a way of meeting with him, and also the way apply for the right term. So what we go from now and put Bible on paper. Legal system. Every corner let us get a draft of that memorandum of understanding. Doing one in a classroom. We will all lawyer. We will go through it. We will not say so that me will not say that there will be no development. But Abibia will say that I am very optimistic that from top down or down up, we will all accept it. Then we will go on from there. That is not to say that we, as a ATF member, Wabra folded young people. And which is why I want to suggest to the committee chairman and also Ojumobo treasurer, secretary. Those persons nominated by the council, as if was not the council nomination, it's Sule that nominated them because they are not in the council anymore. For what people they are all political parties and they are gone. So even if you look at the world, so council member they will someone in nominate because they are not council staff. They are not any of those officials. If maybe head of works or treasurer man, and I'm Muslim, they are that name it. But these are political appointees. So for me, we ask him, the chairman, to have a meeting with them and also to hear them out. And that part of report of prayer, so that will guide us to know which direction to go or what action we should take now. But Mr. Chairman, that aspect, either meeting him or but it's too big going up prayer. But that is where we are right now. Let us find a way to meet with the chairman, the administrator. I don't know, can I say So while the LG administrator will meet you, then I will block his act and they will take it over. Okay, we'll be sure that it's resumed. They resume. Yes. He has not resumed. They are resuming tomorrow. On Friday.
Asking them to take over. So it's official day that you're talking about. But as at yesterday, it's the administrator of the government. The president today is the
President, I want to say something. What I want to say, when our president Moko concerning the local government, we asked chairman now to me that or reported to the committee. And what I come around it's clear that Asari-Toru politics and not where the administrator based on, it's clear that people are behind it to be not committee for it to be there. And for me, from my own understanding, they are not on the other side. They are on this side. So Sule appointed Rakuma that are already on that committee. No more administrator, they want to support or one not I don't think we want them to be there. Let's know that. But going forward, the committee chairman can do that groundwork for us by doing the engagement so that at the end of the day, council must see to be part of it. But for me, I know, as I know my name now, those persons that were nominated by Sule, this present administrator will not want them to be there if one Nakora. That's my
committee chairman interest I'm in
what I'm saying is you should do the groundwork. Which groundwork? What I'm saying is what I'm saying is
I don't think it is his responsibility.
It's not.
It's not. Don't give him something that will tie around his neck. It is the ESCO first.
Yes.
Okay, so I was thinking that it would part of it.
No.
We are not engagement anyway with the new.
No, not him.
The ESCO.
Okay. But we might want to go with him.
Okay.
He will be there when we're meeting with the chairman, the administrator.
Okay.
But definitely it is not solely his assignment. It's our responsibility. Any other?
Okay, so what is our take home?
Our take home. From what the president has stated is that we are in the point where we need to go back to engage with the new administration. You know, so from there we will now know whether or not, as it were, whether it's apparent that those people have dropped, or well, he will mention that this is how a committee member people are given to us. But now that you are here, what is the way forward? It's as simple as that. I don't think we'll have much to worry about that.
But I also mentioned that you give us.
The MOU will be a fallout
based on
of the visit of the president and other members of this thing. You know, because you can't do an MOU in advance of Are you preempting that the person will just say,
No, it will, we will get to there, but so, just do it and keep it. We are not presenting it.
okay.
Because after discussing, if it will be part of our discussion.
Any timeline.
Timeline.
Is that for
Engagement
them?
of the administrator.
Within the week, we will get in touch with him.
Somebody is looking at you.
Okay.
Raising your hand.
Yes.
From what the president and the vice said, I want to say that let us be clear that the nomination made by the previous LG chairman, we should assume that it's no longer existing. We should no longer carry it along because it's a political system that brought us. And as we are going, we should suggest to the chairman that henceforth nomination should be made from the existing staff, municipal officers, so that even if another system comes in, these persons are existing workers from the LG. That's my suggestion. Do you think we should do with that?
Sorry, Chief, it will be difficult for this house to suggest to them. It is all prerogative. You understand? It depends on the disposition. That's my way. I get the point. You can't come to my office and tell me what and what I'm going to do. I know what you're saying, but someone said, look, we don't want your essay to be here. You know. Secondly, also, what we are doing is such that the normal employee of local government may not stand to come to local government chairman, but his essay or chief of staff will do what? Have a time to meet with him and to release and other things like that. So I think we should do that part to that aspect.
God will help us.
Leadership, c'est bien comme l'appelle. Yes, only for the judge. I have a contract view about this whole discussion. I think our secretary, heated the point somehow that at this point, what are we taking home to say that are we still engaging the council in the previous discussion that we had with them, or we should terminate it? Now, what is the essence of we discussing with council to be in partnership with this movement? What is our purpose as regards meeting the local government council? Is it funding or a protection from the government? What are the things that, let us get these things clear so that we can know if we can create modalities to meet this objective outside local government. If it's doable, let's strive on that pedestrian first before we can solicit for such thing. Okay. That is one. Why am I saying so? If you have a project that is to be executed within the reach of us, I don't think that we need council to support us. If it's an amount of 10,000 naira, we cannot meet council now. We can do it. And by the time they are seeing the progress and the movement of the whole thing, they can also be, eager to partner with us. So first thing first, this aspect of developmental, strategies that we have laid before us, if we can get cost of it and go by our number or our strength with this, each person, we are looking at this. If we can move on that ground and then for 1 year we cannot, we know that this may not be possible for the first phase. We have to put it in milestones. If it's 100 million, how many persons paying this can achieve 100 million? If it's something that is doable, let us not just to leave on the local government to move it. But in partnership, fine and good that maybe we have an amount that we are driving. If they can help us with XY amount, we can. But for our discussion to be centered on local government, as it stands, after this whole thing, someone might come up again, might still take us off balance. Let us on our own establish a grant that we are working with before we can solicit for support. That is my own view.
Okay, engineer, there are two things why we are partnering with the local government. Number one is funding. Funding because even as the membership of Asari-Toru Development Fund that will pay 1,000 naira a month, you can see that some people have not been able to pay. And when you say, okay, every member should pay maybe 10,000 naira, it's going to be very difficult. So we don't want to stress anybody. Of course, the way we do our things is voluntarily. You know, if we have a project, voluntarily, people do. So that is one. Number two is the fact that the blueprint we are bringing out, we want it to be in the bylaw. We don't just want to bring out a blueprint and just keep it afloat. Let there be a bylaw at local government level to strengthen it, so that any governor or any chairman that is coming, there is a document for you to work on. I was a local government council chairman. It was with me. It was when we got there, we begin to think of what to do. Most of the chairmen, and that's why I started by saying that 36 years, look at the amount of money.
You are also part of it.
Yes. You know, what have we done with it? Most of them, they don't know what to do. Sometimes they go there with waste time and resources. But if we have done need assessment, this is what this community needs. This is what this community needs. When you come, you have something to work. As you come, you are starting. 1 year, you are still thinking of community by, you are moving from community by community to find out what they need. Money is still coming and people are just wasting it. That is the second reason. And that's why we need the local government. Otherwise, we can, in our small way, see, we are doing this summit and identify some people in the kingdom, the Calabar kingdom, not only Asari-Toru now. There are some people who are they are prominent in Asari-Toru, but they are partly Asari-Toru. There are people like that. We identify them. If we're able to identify 50 people and they bring maybe 1 million or 2 million, as the case may be, we see what that can do to get this done. So what we are trying to do is something that is very expensive. The summit is here, and then the training, skill training, and which is why we need Sule's administration actually bought into it. Unfortunately, what has happened, but we are hoping that these people, let us try them. When we try these ones and it fails, then we know that that is not our star. And I don't know how long they are going to be there. But like he said, let us plan it side by side. So that's where. Any other thing on this matter? We are done. Number 2, blueprint committee. On this matter, we are meeting. We are engaging the administration. Whatever it is. Sorry. After meeting with, of course, like I said in my speech, we engage ourselves on our WhatsApp platform. Whatever the outcome, we will discuss it. We'll discuss it there and do the necessary thing and the action. Yes. Blueprint committee. Chairman, blueprint committee. Where is the noise coming from?
It's better off than this.
Good afternoon, sirs.
Good afternoon.
The blueprint committee has come up with some headings that will categorize the blueprint production. First is agriculture, which is followed by commerce and investment, then culture and tourism, works, housing, education, health, social welfare, financial institutions, sports, electrification stroke solar energy, and finally security. These are the areas that the blueprint committee decides to put all the developmental plans, and each of these items have different activities. Based on the activities, we've also demarcated the LGA into 4 hubs. The 4 hubs are Buguma and Edo are standing alone. Abalama, Tema, Efoko are standing on this one. Obrama, Sema, Ililima, and Okboko are standing alone. And the central zone standing on this one. And we intend to see that we take off the idea of everybody thinking that everything about Asari-Toru is about Buguma. Today, if there is a cinema to be sited in Asari-Toru, look at the most suitable place where the cinema can function. If you want to bring a fishing industry, you look at the best place where it can be suited. We are considering several factors: availability of land, assessment, security, and natural resources. So, like if we want to build a house, where can we see more sand? If we want to assess laterite, where can we assess laterite? These factors form part of the needs assessment. The needs assessment is not only about what a community needs. In the 25-year plan, okay, we want to build a hotel. If today Buguma has population to house the hotel, after 25 years, will the hotel still be viable in Buguma? These are questions that we'll start down to ask ourselves, so that you don't just keep it after 25 years, it becomes obsolete, and now it's now an abandoned thing. Where will it be so viable that over time, all that the hotel needs is upgrade? We use the example, when we are using speedboat, Osra was the point of entry. Today with vehicles, I doubt how many persons still remember that we have Osra. Most times we go to Buguma and we no longer remember to go to Osra, except those of us who are from Judges Compound or access the Sanfi. So these are things that we should all sit back to reflect on. We will bring out the report for everybody to look at it and deliberate upon it. Whenever we have the summit, the blueprint must be ready 45 days before the summit. Not as a draft, to be ready to be sent out as invitation, part of the invitation, because like if we're inviting the governor of the state, we must attach the blueprint for him to know that this is what we actually want to launch and leave this as his presence. So at the moment, for our personal security, that is when we say ADL security, we don't want to bring out the document to the public, because even if we put it on the platform, it will not take 1 second for it to go viral. As we stand to talk, the document is 90% ready in draft. We only need inputs. By the time we bring it out, we only need inputs. We are not bringing the entire document. We don't bring out the topics and ask for contributions and opinions to see, okay, maybe if I put a pair latrine in Atigua's compound, somebody can say, no, let's bring it to
Douglas compound and all that. That is what, so that we can do the bidding and all that. Thank you.
Okay. And then,
Yeah, bro, bro.
well, can you move now? Somebody should move. Let us adopt this report.
President, Treasurer, report before the day. Then back what adopt that. My very report, but I adopt that. Because what make it from my dear about the word yam. What do you get from my good about the money? So, but that's on the light and we must commend him. You want to get there. What I want that super there. So the one there, just like people can go. People may hijack it, without the blueprint to get my phone and you read. And I hijack what no, you know what? Man, I'm making a man.
On this people, even the summit level.
Yes,
summit level already jumping you up.
When is programming already?
And that's very interesting, man.
Well, remember our meeting here, so already meeting fixed there.
What you said before, copyright law. So I think we have to adopt and not discuss it format. So I move that.
Okay. Second that.
Yes, second.
Okay. Secretary. So let us, the report has been given by the chairman of the committee that we moved and adopted for discussion. Now, to start that discussion, Liga, you have also said it. I have it in mind to ask. What can we do to protect some of these?
Okay, so President, there's what we call intellectual property rights in me. But as much as possible, our ADF and the kind man who below that one or one that see your packer boy is in the kind of problem. This is like the child of my brain. The child of my brain, the product of my effort. It is my materializing intensive what? Genius.
For Wabo, normal toilet, Nama, Polo, Blue.
Okay, come back, fiancé,
you suffer. Biogas, yes. Biogas. So, yeah, all those are part of the things in the document. I mean, yeah, just guess what.
Now, when Buguma is proximate to a door, most of the most of the areas said, those if you put the parameters, the factors that he wants to consider might likely fall on Buguma. If you are talking about functionality and you want to go, you know, head by head to head, you will see that most of them you will take it to Buguma. So sever them off from Buguma and attach them to any of the community so that they too can function and participate, you know, adequately as you ought to be. That is one of my observations. Then, like long term and short term. So many times when people did that, yeah, the peer system, the latrine system, now, if we have an alternative, we must look for a provision for we to remedy that our old standard. And these are the things that we come up to. Now, you don't need to keep them in long term. Immediately one arrest one. So that because of we want to give them the best, we don't put them in a situation that they will be undergoing some level of suffering. So these are the things that as a committee we will consider long term, short term, and the immediate goals man achievement. It must be in our priorities.
Thank you very much.
I think I would have said I'm asking the legal question of the committee. How best can it be done that these laws that maybe all one and ye, what's an issue, they can get black? Is it to register to the government or there's a parastatal somewhere it is registered as a working document and immediate for AGF, I'm asking for the blueprints. I will send it for the blueprint.
You are very much in order. But that's why I'm not computer. I know God you better in him. So we have to protect our products so that so we present the chairman. Yes. Seriously. I never see you get him. You not prepare the final go. I beg in that one. Okay. The body will take him. Good
evening, members of the head table. Good evening, other members of the DF. My name is Omar Dabamadi. I'm the financial secretary of this body. I want to ask, sir, is there a means of evaluating the blueprint? If you don't have an aspect of it, you can also include it for the evaluating, because you said the blueprint is you have projects long term, short term, mid term, quick fix, and all that. How do you have a means of evaluating it?
Yes, there is a monitoring and evaluation component of the blueprint from implementation stage to completion, and post the local government will establish a monitoring and evaluation unit. It is part of the blueprint because year after year these projects and developmental activities will be running concurrently, and it is just that unit from the local government that can actively monitor it.
Is there a way that ADF can also monitor it?
ADF's own is an oversight function.
Yes.
The one is oversight.
Oversight.
And advice. Oversight and advice. The man that is paying money. Okay.
President, the Secretary of the House, the two interactions, Kele interest and oversight and ownership of some of these projects in the UK. Oversight. What authority do you have? And the authority of holding that project in that blueprint. I am of the opinion that maybe is a dream, a vision. To actualize it is another aspect of the dreams that are before us. The cost implication, meaning that it should be a midterm project. But if you remember no fully to actualize it, it will still remain in that particular period of time. So the Kurumabo is our brainchild, is our dream. And just to remain as oversight and then allow the project to be monitored and evaluated by the local government. And you may in that year. Maybe the committee may want to give us a eye opener.
Okay, wait, no, wait. Let me address this matter. I know where the problem is coming from. Now, the blueprint, whatever the blueprint is coming out with, they are not programs or projects that ADF will execute. You got that now?
So and that was why I mentioned some midterm and short term.
I will just say that all. We are not, yes, all. It is not our project. We are only bringing out projects to, if NDTC, for instance, wants to do something in Asari-Toru, they don't have to be thinking, what are we going to do? You understand? We have found a situation where NDTC is putting up borehole, local government doing borehole, federal government, House of Reps, borehole. We don't need it. So if we have a blueprint, you can just pick up something. When you pick is something that is standing alone. It's not repeating. If ADF wants to do something like we renovated police station, if we have money and want to do something, from that blueprint you can pick up something and say we are doing it. But because it is our brainchild and because of our aims and objectives, we can be meeting with the local government. This is something you should do. We can meet NDDC. This is our people need this. We can talk to federal government. This is what our people need. That is where our role is important. And when they are doing these projects, we have a position, a role, responsibility to see that that contractor is doing it well and monitor it and evaluate and say, no, we have engineer, it's an engineer. We set up a committee immediately. I said, no, this material, we will shout. You understand that? So that any project that is being done is a quality project. And ATF you worry. But one will not bring out the money to say, what now? So that is the idea. That's the idea. So I think this matter is settled now.
Yes.
Okay. So two things. One, committee should please tidy up your work well. Legal, look for a way to protect it. So that next time when it's coming, you can proudly put it up without fear of being stoned.
Committee will write all those things.
Yes.
That is our own initiative. Anybody who is not part of it doing this. We'll put all the
You do that. Okay, we are now in vocational training, skills, vocational training report.
By the kind permission of my chairman, who is the vice president of ADF, I have a very brief reports for the House. The leadership of ADF mandated a 5-man committee to identify labor gaps in our LG and come up with skill sets that we can direct our youth to and give them opportunity to leverage on. This decision was born out of the observation that a vast majority of our youth back home are just there waiting for the weekend to come. Honorable, we demand for you. Honorable, go there, you don't want to pray. And as leaders, we are no longer comfortable with this trend. We desire that just as youth from other ethnic nationality are fending for themselves here in Port Harcourt, either by doing vulcanizing work or repairing generator or going into fashion design, our youth too should be trained to be self-sufficient rather than living this beggarly life. They are growing old. We were once like them. Today, we are fathers, grandfathers, uncles. Someday they will step into our shoes. And what is the future for them? And so the committee looked at various skills, cost of training, and possible startup. However, relying on previous experience where people will come and give empowerment packages like hairdresser, refrigerator, generator to these persons with the hope of liberating them from this unwholesome lifestyle. And as the organizers are leaving, they are selling off in this thing. We decided we decided that we will not follow that route. We listed 10 skill sets. The skill sets include plumbing. Most of us will be surprised to know that builders in Duguma will have to import plumbers from Port Harcourt. It's very wrong. So we said plumbing work is one area that some of these youth can fit in. GMP fabrication and installation. Plaster of Paris and screening. Manicure, pedicure, and facials. That's facial makeup. I understand that to make up a bride and a train for a date can cost as much as 150,000. That's the skill. There are some workers who are not earning 150,000 naira a month. We also identified snail farming. We understand that snail farming right now is a big business, and the cost of going into it is very, very minimal. Paint manufacturing and painting. Garment making. If you can get some of them to be sewing just very nice 80 bob alone, you can earn a living from it. Catering and baking, welding and fabrications, forklift operation. In fact, this is an area that we just realized forklift operators are paid sometimes 1 million a month. And I told myself I will go and learn that. then of course, driving. So these are what we're able to come up with in terms of the cost implication. For driving, for 1 month training at Sotrac driving school, it would cost 80,000 naira. Then 45,000 naira is for driving license for 5 years. For forklift operation, for a 2 weeks training, the cost is 150,000 naira. Welding and fabrication, this is arc welding, 400,000 naira for the training. Catering and baking, training costs 180,000 naira. Startup, 400,000 naira. Put that together, you have 580,000 naira per individual. Garment making, for the primary, that is the first phase of it, that will last, no matter how long? Phase 1, garment making.
Okay, 70.
No, the duration.
Duration, okay, 4 months.
4 months. We're paying 70,000 naira. And that includes the certificate, right?
Yes.
Okay. They start up, we put it at 350,000 naira. But if they do well, the operators can integrate them as a list. Paint manufacturing and painting training is 120,000 naira. Start up 400,000 naira. Snail farming as minimum as 50,000 naira for the training. Then behind your house with 300,000 naira, you're good to go. Manicure and pedicure stroke facial in Buguma, 180,000 naira for the training. Then start up those equipment and this is 250,000 naira. We could not get cost for plaster of Paris. We could not get cost for plumbing. But for GMB fabrication, the training cost is 150,000. Now, this is the cash. We do not intend to collect money from any donor to get these people trained. We'll give you the package. This is the cost of training one youth in Asalga in the area of garment making. Can you take 1, 2, or 10, then deal with the trainer on the cost? The cost we're giving to you is to guide you just in case you want to go in and negotiate to get some discount. Asari-Toru Development Foundation will not collect the cash from you. However, because of previous experience, we said this is not for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. We must come up with a procedure on how to select beneficiaries. And so we came up with, in partnership with Pastor Selema Wokuma, we came up with an orientation program. It's going to be between 3 to 6 months orientation program. One Sunday in Buguma, one Sunday between Edo, Abalamatema, one of the communities, then one Sunday in the central group Axis. We will invite all the youth to come and we'll begin to tell them on the need for them to start now to become self-reliant. As we are doing the engagement, we are assessing them. From the assessment, we will get those we think will be ready for this program. Then ADF will mandate the community to pick the number of participants that we intend to put out for the training. All we need to do is to supervise, to ensure that the selection process is not manipulated the way we manipulate our general elections. So ADF will just be there to tell you, okay, how do you intend to go about the selection to ensure that it is transparent, free, and fair, and you stick by it.
And only those who come for the orientation.
Orientation will be part with part. We don't want a situation where because Amayabo is there, he wants his son or his cousin to be there, or Amayabo's wife will want her sister to be there. No. So that is what we did as a committee. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, that's the report. Somebody should move, let us accept this report. Seconder? I've already done that. So now let me say something on this report. When I made my speech, I said that as part of our summit, you know, the summit has pillars, a summit, a blueprint, and fundraising for skill training. Now, during the fundraising, of course, you know that not only Asari-Toru people will be there, people from other edges, for outside Nigeria, to be there. We should be able to present something. He may jump as it admission university. You understand? So, in that setting, we should be able to present 1 or 2 persons. Training, and they are doing something. This thing is very important because, for instance, look at this Emowa Calabari Road. Asari-Toru, Amama boys kidnapping. Now, and I just know kidnapping to Baka. Right? Yes. Assuming that over 40, up to by this time, lies of it or kidnapped. Right? Now, but because until we go there, most of us have taken it for granted that based on Baka. But ye Paka, where all Bosage go testimony. A testimony in a kidnap right out of him. They are kidnapped up again, to more kidnap what they bear or several. The more you need not get, you will carry that woman. Sabano Ziba. Now, well, I don't mind me, I just said that I'll go. Tina go in it, Doxu. Now, and a Roma, I saw one more. That's what goes on, Tano goes to your prayer. But God, I just saved her from being kidnapped. One of example, if not for those Amama boys, you want to kidnap too. Or one also, you want to dig us with go to. The same way, many boys matter more one may get a voice man. Maybe part of the people there, they saw a couple of by here. Bill say this guy, Bill say do the whole. There's a guy our marketing, being we kidnap or but work so at this very that's a social problem to what we are. So when I go borrowing you very sim from the road. Everybody cry. In prayer, it does not matter. It does not matter. But because you have removed one person from the street, the book will also here. Jam said that here, because they don't do the whole. It will attract other people. So you are meaning you are and supporting. Skilled men, you are supporting. A tour maker now discusses me. Well, that this university is a waste of time because it work no more computer science girl. Well, she's wasting her time 5 years to study computer science for what? It's a waste of time. This is something you can, whatever they will teach her there, in less than 1 year you get it. And I asked me that because like, he's right. At 4 years, yes, okay, 5 years, you service university wasting. In that's like we now met in a there. Mechanic, it's okay, spare part of that. Any employer there is like as well. I'm not discouraging you by university. For time, maybe right now. If university will do that mass of skill in that one, they are good now, maybe. But Ogba, sorry, that one. Carry my Ogba, means what? So, yeah, why, Bogma, what am I doing? I'm a Musibala farmer. Being you got me to say, But why make a kele here? About 70,000 naira and borrow Simba from the road. 70,000 naira. So I never have not happened there, but you are going to have taken one out of the street. Jim have not happened below. Before you know it, in 3 years' time, you will see the number of people will take out of the street. By the time where it will motivate and spur other people to say, yeah, so sisi aroma tekelama. Yawa ekwe tumojo pre Bible faith comment by hearing and hearing the word of God. Pastor ka. So sisi yawa brother na from there.
Na comment me chance one of the things to come about this meeting. I never organizers. Now if you look the stretch of woman we only have just one double one. Even that is even the one the first thing on the so what passes then name 70,000 can take
even mechanic not
one person's can 70,000 can take one person's off from the road. You should work out the modalities and let us know as a members.
No, we'll
so
put
that
it on the
platform now, so that we know that XY amount can take 1, 2, 3 persons off from the road. It's a better thing, but it depends on the orientation. It's not just on serious persons. Those serious persons that we identify that these are the serious persons that we want to spend the money on. Every person will be ready to do all that. Wherever we can launch it, we have series of persons that we want to say that with this training I got this experience and I'm standing on my own to do this. It's a glory to God.
We are in partnership with the pastor in and now.
And then an important thing is very important. People that are serious.
Yes, sir. Already I was in the
I'm glad that guy years back, I sent stuff on my own. You see that it's good to have but then Buguma go and it's about 99%. They have to go there about walk up there and don't Jama family. Yes. Some years back, I don't know what people back at me 99.5% that I remember Jama family. So I believe that very package of them not going to so I don't to go so what they go so what I done behind. So I don't make them bring me that you got me there in my web. Although I think I've been Japlade begins. You are the Abraham. Although this is good to be there, so yeah, but about midnight, I didn't just recently, just last year. Well, waiting, I'm going to wait in you. I do you may be proud of it. Can't remember to wait in here. Okay, so that can't remember where to go. What a mess. You know, Asari-Toru, where that Calabana, where you are good. So I think
Pastor, if we are to be missing, staggered route. I'm not going to see.
So, my baby why Sunday Rocket and Musude do show that while some of them may but before by then, when you met the minister, but even otherwise, that people will adopt the startup parties. So you finish there, and where the next man, so that the minister can cannot do everything.
Chairman. So I think the decision of ADF to carry out such program, the partnership with Pastor Salama is very key. You why the more station may to get the interested persons. If we're able to get that, wherever that,
irrespective of what pump whosoever big, we will not regret at the end of the day, because interested persons might assume, but they will on their own put extra effort to achieve the target.
One thing, blueprints, I would love you people to include ASA first. ASA first is also something that will make our to learn sporting activities. So please, include sports, very, very important, swimming, football, lawn tennis, table tennis, and so on. Please, include as part of ASA Fest, that every year it will be a form of ritual every year.
ASA Fest?
Yes, Asari-Toru Festival, like sports, you can call it any name. That every year it should be like a ritual. All the communities under Asari-Toru local government area should come. Okay, if it is there, thank you. Then the next one is transport. If you want to get to Emekwama, you will pay so dearly. Else, you use the leg through boats. So, and my interest, and I read that also the blueprint include that transportation within the Asari-Toru communities.
Skill acquisition because Munju Nekman Bunga and Sunday Braswa Asari-Toru me prepare and I nemutu consign man you know, because at the dilemma that inside ADF I'm in break ball with me. I think a penny's applique me not skills but it's my out of my observation. So what contact with our brother pastor now. I think they can put it because also he has some skills yes, and they can be able to impact into this our youth. And Braswa Lamb. Big bills about some Brock Mamujo, if not, I'm not submit chairman to provide report me.
Area te wako what bigger and gane. What be a warime bigger and gane. Me na one am not man that we incorporate into this skill. We need to talk to their mind. I know I go to Pastor Selema in Ekwenkinapre. Here my direction what bigger and gane. We need to, Pastor Selema need to tell us or bring up what they call it a write-up on how he's going to talk to the youths and customary. And then I feel it's not something that local government here want to provide. Oh, ADF and I you should tell us the cost. Give us the cost. Then ADF and the giver, if we can carry it, then we will go ahead to prepare the youth. Yeah. Why used to not prepare them?
Oh yeah, you're from.
Yeah.
Well, we have discussed that. And then
okay, did the so once that is done, then we'll go ahead and start programming for the training. And here come at the party, but minister junior trainer skills, that's all we'll carry it along. It's part of it.
Okay, let me also add that the skills, the module, Father General Secretary Guyama, our net skills member here, we have over 50 skills. Okay. But what being, short run, fine, why need it? So that while summit may you Sake, we should be able to present people. You understand that Brahma Trapo, that the Kimewa in the so we want to do more, just to motivate and spur up people.
I don't want to determine a few ones. The list is long, but we'll put all on our platform and we'll see it. Prof, so by the girl, phone the guitar.
I'm putting you kind of WhatsApp. That's one of the things. Okay.
Can you progress?
Ara yẹrẹ si yẹrẹ wọ ni ajọji.
Honorable there.
Ni ajọji. Be skill man training or wa peke orientation woman wa summit woman and then now man gbagbo wa feeling it has its own time frame. Within that time frame, one about guide within which the orientation of this proposed or the incoming generation united benefit to Brahmana skills. Mojo, Secretary Airlines Academy, what are concentrating about to make GSM repairs. You know, Asari-Toru and now.
GSM repairs.
Yes. Because just say I'm a member GSM issue in home. In fact, you are out of communication until legal contact. So, Jenny, our cousin, the issues they are there. What one I'm not carries the Busmera, the phone telemara, you became accessories may and around. They made a promise that if there will be space for them, there's a good eminent knowledge impact about. So, I'm appealing that the skilled people, I'm not mind to Suba, one I'm not man, they carry the level, name me, the knowledge impact what they the accessories men are in an hour. So if one many Buguma way to anywhere men training maker one of my place and brass alarm. Very of recent one average of full operator. The okay charge and was he being getting Robert in 2005 and I take a pass at 2005 years at that time. Base of Abbey Bravo of 500 of it and the tele so mena knowledge the why nine party ware me and braswa in the man many peke and both of them ware kumate adugo ate to care and in fact na wage abe one venue ken akro abele here I also made a promise within my reach judges polo mena ikuware met a free or quarter polo ikuware be free run we can create a venue for them you know the potable mena knowledge may impact on people. So, men are training, they may not always go to Port Harcourt or elsewhere. They may not who will train them among within the arranged time. Men are knowledge may impact on them.
It's noted. I think we're done.
Financial report.
Financial report.
Yes. You got people around me.
Important to read. I'll take up for it.
As a make one man April. ADF met Saki crab you. Why are the big okay? Now I can spend the brana and then more to go at the be. What ADF Saki was INEC registration and mobilization of voters. And you realize it was 3,490,000 naira. What spend the 2,535,000 naira. Ane Brosaki. Wabu itela me silang right good. Wabu Saki demonstration na. There was a time we went to the different motor parks. We went to Choba and sponsored people who will come to see that Itelame gets government attention. We had to dispatch letters to all the known avenues in the country, the presidency, National Assembly, River State government, FEMA, and all that. Radio announcements were also going on. The there were pictorials, there were videos, they were added into flash drive. We had the CDs and all that, and we couriered them. So I like my come a big man, and I made me around here. So we exhausted the 3,490,000 naira. Then we now came to PPE, Amama soldiers, and use my man. One feeling that when there it began a prayer. So also very big was 1,780,000 naira. It began work a remcoat na touch na remboot na. Arubedekunu and presenting na YCA was 1,116,000 naira, and Bokoye was 614,000 naira. Then we now took up the issue of renovation of the police station. Police station me bo pakrobi bigi, and Nubagogi was 6,366,000 naira. But Wake police station very innovative because what visit was Agogi, and Wake started was just the roofing of the building there at Boromedima. By the end of the day, all just the sell mess me brame tomorrow I just mean the Uncle Moko Nigeria was sure that Bugma police station sell me Ibibra Ibite I mean be just again more than man do mono. So you always sell so what 614,000 make a swap cycle. What we use it big? We had a balance that is 51,000 naira. Come work it. We make a of the 7,000 and 7,031,000 nebo. So we had a balance. That is deficit of 51,000 naira. Then in ADF Minogritu Asaki in bill submitted bill for 600,000 naira. But graciously, wa to me Siambe Bravo, Bubu 600,000 naira Pakabo. But I'm just spending big was 548,300 naira. Committee I think committee members maybe so it now offset the 51,000. Okay, we now had 51,700 naira. So and was it 51,000 now? So we had 7,000 naira, 700 naira balance. Then revalidation as we see today, we have 271 members at 55,000 naira. Why now is 1,355,000 naira. And the Bobo, why crest na constitution na me in care one I charge for Berry is 2,800 naira. The crest and the constitution. Then why Rugbe inauguration muna, May muna, activities that concerns ADF, not burial. Constitution be good at Moka Mes Mebra, Dani in Africa, and I don't chatter bebe. ADF Buluma, because I may book a ne, logo Kurute. So, ADF thing bebe, made banana limited. The color the buyer. Yes. So, revaluation is big was spent 1,155,300. The breakdown of all of these things, one time or the other, for remember, I posted it. So if I remember, go document there, will also be but it can be recalled because the documents are there. So I people one and a balance is 199,700 naira. Then during the flag off of the Transcalabar Road, Wapegi, Wa Banayem, Wa
already announcement, him and all that. And exactly why our donation was 20,000 naira. What became boss of him? The last spending was 160,000 naira. So we have a deficit of 140,000 naira. But 199,700 naira balance and the rest. So why bracket? From the valuation we bracket. As at today, no, not as at today, as at the 11th of April, because we meet no good about them, cut off 5 days, 11th of April. As at 11th of April, 67 members dues better. The dues range from 1,000 naira to 30,000 naira. It depends on what people decide to pay. So as at 11th of May, 11th of April, sorry, mine at the beginning is 991,700 naira. And the big member, you want back here. There's all of my just that. Text me, so put there, in 6 naira. No, but in Pella big me, and give the president give me Pella so. But John, because once we buy one a phone there now, so I like me. We do more one. Yeah, na financial get them. One a book you should consider from one I better man. Come on. Moi, me get him kana prayer, baby. Checkbook you wanna pray, you give it there, and then once in because we need holistic bank statement to spend 50 naira there in per life maintenance 99 so far I can do 600 naira, so we have 991,100 naira. So from ADF Pakatebo Membala no to 11th of April, wine at is 14,602,700 naira. Then one spend is 13,551,200 naira. As at the 11th of April, is balance for my base 1,051,500 naira. From one embra Eleki, Ambele for okay, then you my Osaki, Jack, you support the bed, me report never capture so on the alarm for now. The summary of the income and expenditure of ATF on the alarm.
Okay. What about let us adopt this report. Yes. That very good. There is a woman on the go from number 53. I go to Sagit go amnes wa kemi ebusu na say yes I get of fear and they begin can room ebubo pomatan go bra bobo and the kuma be bo belela mam and me resi and me sag mo kiteke you can say you want kemi ebusu o meta.
So okay, report my program accurate lamam so most of them are pull
accurate them.
So which report another report has been adopted for discussion. Award going. Yes. Bawan go. Ane bawan ko ya? Take it bawan.
Jumla Sakia.
Jumla Sakia. So AOB. Virtual communications. I think we can work on. Virtual communications.
Treasurer, but me ATM card back here. Or a personal account. I'm not going to want it. ATM card.
Sorry. Your convention, which one?
Chair, cricket.
Images na wopre. You are online bo na general. You be of the term. Taribo na so keprala. Or my go tari no bem under finance. I would humbly suggest to the House that we move a motion to adopt the monthly contribution formally as a Congress. Because decision may first, all ESCO decision. Wake pige voting goes to one of the them must be moved to Congress, but we see and vote, we see and adopt it formally. And not a resolution.
And what?
Monthly dues.
That has been
It was not in the Congress, so instead we should do it.
Okay, Congress can confirm it.
Ratification.
Ratify it, that's all.
Should I take the second one? Okay. We can generally and unanimously deliberate and state benefits members would derive from paying monthly dues, if there would be any, to encourage payment of dues.
So before it's coming, can I give some
Non è quello io secondo te, io contrario.
Io
secondo te,
Yes, around second.
Okay, can I ratify Canton Jaya, I can be that one country, a monthly contribution to the supplement. One will swam. Deliberations, elect committee or whichever you can say, I can say, one voting. Maybe some Bapuno, maybe some Bapunoma. ESCO decision here that I miss me. The ESCO can impose a prayer. One made legator, voted, vote as man, majority can vote back and yield. So majority them one can yield minimum 1,000 to 1 year. Small people still Congress and regular multiplication of duty.
Well, we dropped this on being legal to one of the Fiji.
When we look at the one element of the food as a foundation where you begin another. So we thought of this subscription, and it's very meager. How much?
1,000
1,000 naira, at least 1,000 naira. It's better for the master. Now we roll back and put 5,000 back for you, 10,000 back. But 1,000 at least, as a show of commitment to the body you belong. Because Papa Sama gave him to book Masaka Sama already, and that's a permanent letter card here. One meeting, we meet him seeing but the number of letters, communication, all you do. If I was 2 years from now, I want to find out how much. We cannot do any of such if we begin another. So, what suggestion? Okay,
let us within ourselves, and that was how this 1,000 naira. Unfortunately, out of over 200 members, I sure that 100 persons is better.
No, 67.
So 67, can you imagine? So what was with the problem, you know, right? Now one game, the General Assembly, my proof wabra, someone has raised it, and we want to ratify it. Actually, on that platform, we are voting. Everybody voted, but let us, like legal, let us ratify it. So someone has moved. So any opposing voice?
Opposition will withdraw.
Then the second one is benefits. Yes. Now, one section 10, right? Section 10, yes. A, subsection A. Legal. Me area now. Section 10A. Because somebody was asking about welfare.
About the benefit of
for why you should pay money. What is its benefits? You see, benefit Boloma, I mean, you're a big concern. I also I can't Boloma, I can't remember. Remember, it's not completely spelled out as to the benefits as it were. But the kind of go bright is that in Bobofoka and Ambebe, the foundation will assist. But it has to put it to what? Voting. And I don't follow that. Okay, that the welfare of the member shall be of paramount interest of the body. To this end, the association shall, whenever it is necessary, come to the aid of the member who are in need. The severity of the situation shall demand such assistance shall always be determined by simple majority. Yes. And I'll go at it 3 weeks ago thereabout. Members who voted in support of such what? Assistance. So the ESCO, whichever, cannot just say, okay, can we no. They must be in the Congress. Yes. Say, Mr. Buffoka be omnibus supported. Okay. And that's my brother. When you were after Mike, one of the finance, what about if you Buffoka? You know, because you can imagine that member that are in fame, you want move. We can't even bring our money from here and hire a vehicle and actually only with an email. So it doesn't enough him to it be me like I want to sell baby. If I forgot it, you don't mind. Very young boy if you want to stack it back. So now we book our so I'm not about wine before when I say and now even if shall participate in the better of our members, parents or members of social events. That celebration is sent to. However, this shall be at no financial cost to the foundation. And I'm the Bufka, just as I go to the president. So much money we found there. I don't know that be at there.
a social club.
We are you know why the NGO Japan Care yes. And I got a baby smell. You know, Bravo boy buckle, what going to get a member and you may register behind because people smart up in New York in Gambia body, and that's my paper. So, going to that member, equally got Canada or benefits in me, but benefits will be determined by the Congress.
The second item is from Barrister Kenneth
Douglas.
Yes. Obem, decades and voters. I didn't get the agenda as read. However, if the blueprint is on agenda, I'd like to make this very vital proposal. So it's which I have already shared with the secretary. It is the Bugma West Link Road to take off left of the army checkpoint along the Trans-Calabari Road, connecting the concrete road already constructed from Ojuka Sandfield down to Ibeanga to finally link the Bugma Central Road at Losimpolo from Baptist Church. This will meet the great need of alternative routes in and out of Bugma, since the Bugma Ring Road has had construction bottlenecks that may never be resolved. The ADF can produce the design and drawing of this road and send it along with the proposal and send to NDDC, accompanied with a newsletter, congratulatory message to NDDC, which is preparing.
Coincidentally, he was a councillor then, and in favorable, he was the chairman House Committee on Lands. So I said, okay, use that office and write to the contractor. But how are you sure that this road that tee off from the checkpoint into the distance will terminate at that Ojuka compound concrete pavement? Because I know that most of those areas have been distorted. But no, he has taken a walk. That from that distance now, you can walk up to that pavement. Then from the pavement, if you move a bit forward, you get to the one in Pakadid that will take you to Albert Ogaji house front. Luckily, I wish David West is here. Luckily, one day I was at home when Hilary John called me that he wants me to meet somebody that should come to his office. So I went, and it was a contractor, NDDC contractor, who wants to embark on internal roads in the Sandfield area. So he said, you should be knowledgeable about this internal road because you wrote to my sister when she was a chairman about internal roads. Well, yes, oh yeah, this man will help you. So we went to Buguma. Myself, I said I'm not a surveyor. So I called our member, who is a surveyor, and we agreed on the same day, and we went to Buguma. We spent more than 3 hours trying to get the internal. Luckily, there was one young boy from Oxford compound who just saw us and Mungo, okay, no, I understand right. He is so knowledge. He has the linkage, all those internal roads. He has it in his head. From here, he tells this one go this way, this one. So we walked around that place for better part of 3 hours. In fact, that young man has started something similar to what he was pursuing before. He took us to where he did even drainages. Yeah. It was in the process I got to find out that this road Ken is talking about is not feasible. Because from that Army Junction, Army checkpoint, they have built, but if you just go to that Ujukapolo concrete pavement, just look this way.
We can look inward and outward. As long as we program and people can rely on.
Even the number we are not taking the
they will make the suggestion.
We just need maybe 2 trustees for now, additional 2 trustees to make it up to 7. Then patrons, maybe 2 or 3. 5 to start. 5
Okay, patrons, when to be around, when to go to the
okay, so that will be and let us look at the political blocks in the LG.
Political block.
Political blocks. Political blocks.
The office of the chairman.
We have the Ombo Bruno Monurbo.
Oh, okay, that one.
Carabo solution. These 4 blocks. All can be presented for the patron.
All right, so what are the committee
Even number in the back out. Like what we should do.
vote to go?
Five, please. 5. So let us nomination for committee. Oh yeah. Look at here, Chairman.
I think I'm nominating to be.
No, but you are arrested.
I'm a registered.
No, but you are arrested.
I'm a registered.
About message. About message. Financial members.
Please,
What makes you a financial? So on the ADR platform proper, ADF, sorry, and probably open a social platform.
No, we have it. We have Facebook now.
No, a Facebook
is a celebrator of Anjungu celebration.
now. Here it means ADF up at the Kaseba.
On the castle.
WhatsApp, ADF what? Social. Ihana Saru, Esediaru, Eta Yim, Meye, and do an posting, and posting. Go to the Humutan go. But ADF what's one and Gamen? No, and John there.
Okay. We also send you more kind of program, a personal message, and also celebrate you. Not you as a person, posting it on the platform.
So if I post this, what happened to me?
If you have a going, but you posting the many, you posting the name EADF violated.
It's a never.
Who delete it? I mean, one validate yourself. One delete it. Then you post you validate yourself. One, you can't crack room. Then
fucking post it there, yeah, congratulations. You want to go better, congratulations. I don't go as
one the person that posted. One delete. So I'm not what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying is, one America want to punish the bed, people will not, obey. That is it. But almost platform local, people will not post. I think for me it's not
as I say, let the man hear the man who is at the end of receiving
Gary, Mr. President, I suggest popular opinion on the platform, okay, which is on the side of allow everybody to post their birthday by themselves. But what I want to add is, in post it, birthday brought here, also by CM post.
Yeah.
Possible, I should be authorized and free and be free and empowered to delete every other post after 24 hours. I bet the Emperor posting bet the Google concerning that one should be deleted. I should be empowered and supported when I do that. And in my posting, not more than one picture posting, because more freelance get allow get to prepare. You know, like 10 pictures suppose I post to celebrate their birthday. So to moderate it, you are allowed to post just one picture of yourself, and then then everybody can congratulate you, wish you happy birthday. Then
maybe in bring from Facebook t-shirt there, but we can post it because it will not be only a post here to celebrate. Jabo begin Facebook bona, Instagram when the area you get picture begin to go change post you. I don't know what they're getting.
Also have the poster, but are not allowed to post pictures.
They are not
allowed to post pictures. Finally, President announced on that. President or address of Grade Go. ADF website is in the offing. One of the features to and most birthday celebrity. On your birthday, you see yourself, your picture on the website, on the front page of the website, on the home page.
Let's go.
No, automatically, because what form every form on the site. So birthday will automatically your picture and a celebrated message will appear automatically on the home page. There is a feature like that.
Fantastic.
There's a feature like that.
As far as I know, this issue of birthday on the WhatsApp platform was being managed up to recently. Allow Diamond to be West. Now, I bet that one leadership near Koyanam. I made a sack already to Misaki responded. What I want us to do, all what ideas for us to grow. Now, when you begin to lock a platform, what it means is that even when someone has a very vital information about internet access, so you are locking them also. But, when by birthday, how many ADF platform and a drop? I expect the leadership to immediately call me. Kalama, a drop probably message, drop and pull down. Men by a birthday, PRO, sing, the picture corporate, let him drop it. It's a more organized way of handling this situation. Alternatively, like somebody suggested, we can have a biodata of every member. On the birthday of a member, like Piano said, a single message from ADF will just come up, wishing that person a happy birthday from ADF. That takes care of it.
Yeah, both on the platform.
But here one more, website you keep well. Then there is like anybody that wants to do anything, website. So after all, we need traffic to drive our website, you know. So yeah, platform document is a no-no. I remember, okay. Communities, okay. Allow Amino Diamond saying, your local chrome. And following from that, I think he dropped an apology. An apology. And that's at that level. So to forestall this thing, what writers but mistakenly why immediately Mosimba? A year brana, a drop rabe, then that better this may drop, then send it to the PR to do the needful, and I think we can follow take correction.
Oh, still on this matter.
I agree the house. The man are permitting man scatter the thing as a one time. Celebrate me now where I dey alive. Yes. If I'm in a family that will not celebrate me, there is no need for me to be in that family. So that issue of celebration, we must always let it to flow in that platform. It has been like this. He has been moderating the whole issue, and I support that affair. The biggest and respected association on platform where I don't do, on WhatsApp where I don't do, this very house, and I enjoy now. Anytime I enter into our platform, any news there, I take them so serious because I see I'm seeing serious-minded people. So it goes sweet me when serious-minded people they celebrate me, especially on my birthday. My neighbors they always tell me why they go home weekend because of burial. Now only burial Calabari people they do. Tell me now, if this house now one of us die, we no go break am up. So why you no go fit celebrate me when I dey alive? Now when I die, no. I beg the issue of celebration. Let us leave it to lie in that platform, but let it be moderated by the PRO. Thank you. That's my humble submission.
Okay, I think this matter is over.
Yes.
Now, there is a rule. There is a rule in the house, and the rule is that we are celebrating birthdays. And we have been doing it. What we are saying is that when it is your birthday and you want to be celebrated, pass it through the PRO. That's all. The PRO will put it on. But do not on your own directly send it. There's a control. We're trying to put a control to it. It is not that we are not, but the reason why all discussions are coming up is that many people are abusing it. And they are acting as if they are not part of the family, they don't know what we are talking. They just wake up from sleep and they just throw in something. I used to check that platform. If I'm alive and I'm doing it, even that diamond, I would have removed it. But ESCO said, no, President, don't do it again. Leave it. That's why I left it. I saw it. I would have removed it. But because of the caution from ESCO, it will not, my monitoring, once you enter, bam, I'll get alert. I say, who put something, I check, I remove it. So we will still emphasize that this is the law until when our website comes on stream, then we cannot stop it. Because the website will automatically celebrate you, even when you are forgotten. As far as you fill the form and put in a data, when it is a birthday and if you forgot it, the website will put your picture and everything. The whole world. This is not only those in the platform. The whole world will see it. That's why you get into that site. That's what we are doing. But for now, PRO, try and gather more muscle and be managing it. Give them the authority. Yes, it does.
The Lord is a Muslim.
But like secretary advised, I used to do that. There are times I usually say XYZ, pull down. I'll put it on the platform, pull it down immediately. And I'm monitoring, I'm checking. Once you have read it, and you have not put it down, pull it down. Sometimes I check for 1 hour, you have not.
All protocol duly observed. Yeah. I want it to be in this way. To me, ADF, Asaga Development Foundation.
No, not Asaga Development Foundation.
Asari-Toru Development Foundation. That's what I want. To me.
My own proposal is this: ADF building Asaga